What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different, switch up the way the video goes. So hopefully everything works out and we'll see how this goes. Yes, in a different setting in the background, but yes, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it makes the videos go a lot faster than they have been. So yes, first to start off with some big news for the Chargers. Mike Pouncy, their starting center, is being put on IR, which really sucks. He was one of the better guys they brought in last year and then re-signed again for another year or two because he obviously believes in something in them, but pretty scary neck injury that he has to be put on IR. I don't know if he still has the ability to come back this year or not, but we'll end up seeing what happens later in a couple more weeks, see if he is able to. But definitely a big loss for the Chargers, and I'll show you who they end up picking up to kind of sort of replace. But I think a guy who's already on the team, who's playing guard for them, Dan Feeney, did get some reps at center, so I think that's where he's going to be playing right now until Pouncy either returns this season or if he does not, we'll see. But some good, at least positive USC football news going in to the showdown with Notre Dame tomorrow. Number 9 or number 7 Notre Dame, I don't know which rank they are, but they're really high up there, definitely top 10. But all three of their starters, Slovis, the quarterback, Talanoa Hufanga, the safety, and Elijah Griffin, the cornerback, are all cleared to play. So it's kind of giving me a little bit of some optimism and a little bit of positivity going into that game tomorrow. Probably not going to watch it, be at work, but they always seem to do a lot better when I'm not watching. But they have not won, USC, as I'm talking about, have not won on the road this season, and it is another road game against a way better opponent. It is a rivalry game. A lot of young guys still on USC's roster that really haven't even played in this rivalry, so who knows if they have or if they're going to bring enough intensity to get this W. But so all we're hoping for is to make it somewhat of a game, and then we'll see what happens going with the result. But then another bit of USC football news, I guess some rumblings coming out that Reggie Bush, his whole ban from USC will kind of be lifted after the 2020 season. It's kind of weird how all of a sudden it shows up. Well, there's an alarm going off, but let me fix that real quick. Alright, sorry about that, but yeah, it's at least some good news about that. Hopefully they'll give back his Heisman as well so USC can display it, but very weird situation of why he hasn't been able to be at USC for so long. And Andrew Voorhees, the guard for USC, he was looking to have a promising year this year, and he was looking pretty good, but he did have an injury, and it's a type of foot injury, so usually that takes a lot longer to heal, but looks like he's not really going to be able to come back, so USC has kind of decided to let him redshirt this year so he can come back next year, be able to play, which in my mind is good for offensive linemen because he could get bigger and stronger after one more year and maybe help out his draft stock as well, but also the team because facing a lot of very good opponents, Alabama, Notre Dame next season, so we'll need all the help that USC can get next year. But also news on the athletic director front. I guess President Carol Folt isn't really going to hire somebody right at the moment, but even if she did, they're not going to be making the final decision on Coach Clay Helton right at this moment during the season. If they were, it would be happening after the season. So, and even the guy that's there now, he said he's also not going to make a decision on Helton whether they win or lose this game or any more games for the rest of the season. So that's okay. I mean, if he could somehow go on a run, win the Pac-12, and somehow get into a Rose Bowl game and win that game, since he has a couple more years on his contract, I'd say just give him one more year, see what he can do. And if he falters against Alabama, the likes of those again next year, then definitely time to move on from him. But then found out that the ACC rankings came out for Duke basketball, and it looks like they were picked to be the favorites to win that title, which is pretty cool. At least they're giving them the credit for being the #1 team, even though they have a lot of unproven guys on there. But also Trey Jones, the starting point guard who came back, the sophomore, he was selected to the first team all ACC, which is really cool. It's a very tough division to be named to even the first team, so very cool that he got that honor, and hopefully it's a lot of positivity for him going into this season. Then also they asked Zion Williamson if he'd be in the dunk contest during Chicago's NBA All-Star break this year coming up. But he said it's really going to depend if he's healthy or not at the time, or if they're making a playoff push really. But I don't see playoffs in their future this season, but as long as he's healthy, I think they should let him go out there and let him rock out and dunk all over those guys. It'll be pretty cool, especially if like old champions like Zach LaVine and a good competitor and Aaron Gordon, those two had a great showdown, but adding Zion Williamson to that too, that'd be pretty awesome to see. Then also the Anaheim Ducks got their 3rd straight win the other day against the Red Wings on the road, which is really cool. They did lose the next couple days after that to Pittsburgh, and I think they play the Canadian Blue Jackets, so they're sending them all over the country and other countries really once they go to Canada. But we'll see how they do tonight and see if they can get back on the winning streak right there. Then USC basketball was picked 5th in their whole Pac-12 conference to finish at that spot, which is kind of okay. It's a lot better than last year, but it also, to me at least, seems like it guarantees a spot in the NCAA tournament and a higher spot than what they've been getting, which is really cool. So that's all I can hope for, really. Then also, Rob Pelinka came out with a statement saying that he was very proud of himself that he was able to keep Kyle Kuzma on the Lakers roster. But it's like, dude, if you were able to get Anthony Davis and not keep at least one of those 3 to 4 players if they traded away, then there was definitely something wrong with you. I think, in my opinion, he kept the better of those 4 guys, but yeah, you would be so retarded if you didn't let any of those guys go. But Chargers signing, so they signed the safety in Shalom Luani, I hope I'm saying that right, to the practice squad, just to have some depth at that position. But then they also signed a guard/center in Ryan Groy to maybe be a replacement, like I mentioned earlier in the video, for Mike Pouncy. But like I said, I think Dan Feeney will step in, and hopefully Forrest Lamp can now play that guard position where they drafted him so high and he still hasn't played or been in the starting lineup, but now he definitely can be. Then Rivers, final news says he's optimistic about all the injuries and stuff, but I don't know, man. You're always optimistic, and yet you're the top guy on the team somehow, and you don't tell them to make trades or get you better players. I don't know. It's just tough to see. But thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Hopefully this video came out a lot better. Have a great rest of your day.